This 2-week hell of a break is finally over, and speaking of which, we got the spoilers for My Hero Academia Chapter 426, the Hellish Todoroki Family Final. So it looks like Hori is going the individual route with the final chapters of this epilogue, and this week's final chapter is a doozy, so let's get into it. But as always, thank you to Rikasu for the translations. The chapter begins with the entire Todoroki family coming together, and right away we see the after effects of the war. Endeavor is bandaged, giving his best impression of that early 2K Disney movie under wraps, and the rest of the family are sporting haircuts and fresh scars. I think Hori giving the entire family these very outward, obvious scars is very poetic, and for a family that's been completely marred by Endeavor's actions and choices, these really terrible facial scars that you can't cover up, it really showcases that there was a darkness to this family that is finally out in the open. Hori doesn't waste any time and he gets straight to the point. In the next couple pages we see Dabi on life support as the doctor lets the family know that Toya is knocking on death's door. He's gonna go at any moment, and Enji also explains to the doctor and to his family that he is permanently retired from being a hero. The hero Endeavor burned up in the war. We finally get a real confrontation between Toya and Enji as Enji explains that even since before the war began, he wanted to speak to Toya. Things start off rocky with Toya spitting at Enji, offering his condolences that waiting till after everything was burned up to talk to him must have been so difficult. Basically, he's very sassy, and we get to see several flashbacks of Dabi and Endeavor during their conversation, and we see that although Deku had made it a point to say that Dabi wasn't Endeavor, he can't help but realize that it was his own hellfire that created the monster known as Dabi. We also learn that Endeavor has been watching Dabi's reveal video every day since. Real quick guys, if you enjoyed this video or any of my content at all and you'd like to support this channel, feel free to like and subscribe. We are definitely trying to grow it and every little bit helps. Thank you. Horikoshi gives us a panel of Enji buckling down and offering up his real emotions for once, and support to his son. And in this moment, Enji and Toya are drawn in their pre-damaged states. Enji tells Toya he wants to take things slowly and talk every day. Rei and Fuyumi also say that they want to talk about many different things with Toya. But the emotional moment is too much as Toya's heart monitor begins to go off, and the hospital staff tells the family that they need to stop for the day as to not burden Toya's heart too much. Shoto stops and asks if he could get one question in. What's your favorite food? Toya replies soba, and Shoto says same. And as Toya remembers their fight, he begins to finally shed a tear of remorse and lets out a weak, "Shoto, I'm sorry." Wow, this part was really emotional for me to get through, just seeing these two very different people who were raised under the same circumstances finally coming to a heads and to see how different they turned out. I really think this is a beautiful moment. Hori has a way of making these very real moments in life feel so much more than they should be in this superhero story. As we switch scenes from the hospital, Natsu finally starts speaking up and he lets Enji know that he has zero plans to ever see Enji again, and in fact he plans to marry his girlfriend and start his own family. Enji kinda just coldly accepts this and apologizes for everything that he's done once more. Fuyumi lets us know that she quit her job, but the mother of one of her students found her a new one, and Natsu butts in again and tells Enji that he can stop his pity party now. He's done enough, but Enji rebuts this and says he will pay for his crimes for the rest of his life, and that his children do not need to be in contact with him if they don't want to. He will do everything in his power to ensure that they don't feel the effects of the shame brought to them by his and Toya's actions. It's his reason for living. Natsu tells Enji that he will face hell, and Enji says it's fine. That is what he expected ever since he accepted Toya's invitation to dance. Then Hori does something really sneaky, and Natsu breaks character by telling his dad, "That's the first time I thought you were cool," really showing us that not all is lost just yet. Shoto begins to get into Natsu's car and tells his mom that he'll be alright in his classroom and that he's finally becoming who he wants to be. Just then, Endeavor's sidekicks arrive, and Rei, looking down at her phone, says, "Even if it's hell, some people are still here with us," as we get to see a text from Hawks. We switch over to the very much alive Hawks and Lady Nagant as we find out two things. Nagant wants to go back to prison, and Hawks has become the new president of the PSC, Public Safety Commission. In the very last panel, we see Spinner in the hospital as his door door begins to open. End of chapter. Oh man, this is crazy. It's definitely setting up those Shiggy theories for sure. Do you think it's the mysterious character from the last chapter? And if you do you think he's somehow Tenko? Let me know down below. This was a really intense chapter. I think minus Endeavor's death, Hori had no choice but to take everything from that man. And well, honestly, he deserved death too, but I'll let it slide. It was great seeing the Todoroki finally having a real moment with Toya, and just knowing that although dark now, the family's flame is still lit and the possibility is always open for them to ignite it even brighter in the future. Anyways, thanks for watching guys. Until next time, bye.